This episode is presented to you by NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. With NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV, you can watch your favorite teams' out-of-market Sunday games, plus watch up to 4 games at once with Multiview. Don't miss the race to the playoffs. NFL Sunday Ticket is now just $39 when bundled with YouTube TV, where you get even more football. Visit youtube.com/Spotify offer to sign up now. Lowest price on YouTube TV with base plan. Rest of 2023 season. Terms and embargoes apply. No cancellations.
Reboot your credit card with Apple Card, the credit card created by Apple. It gives you unlimited daily cash back that you can now choose to grow in a high-yield savings account that's built right into the Wallet app. Apply for Apple Card now in the Wallet app on iPhone and start growing your daily cash with savings today. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility requirements. Savings accounts provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC. Terms apply.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Turf. This is Thad Bell from the Kansas City Soccer Journal. And with me, I have, as always, Eric Bergrud from the Kansas City Comets broadcast team and so many other endeavors. But today we're talking Comets. How are you doing today, Eric?
Well, the question is, how does it feel, Thad, saying Kansas City Soccer Journal?
It's still trying to get used to it a little bit, but I don't think I did too bad with that, did I?
No, I thought it rolled right off your tongue.
In case anybody's listening that did not realize it, the Blue Testament has rebranded to the Kansas City Soccer Journal, and we're still in the process of doing some moving and cleaning out and refurbishing and doing some other stuff, but we're getting there.
Good deal.
All right, Comets. They got the win, but they didn't get enough help.
How many times have we said this all season that you can't count on anybody else for help? That it pretty much has run true the whole season, and it definitely did that last Saturday night. And so the Comets were playing at Harrisburg at the same time Baltimore was playing at UCFC. Comets needed to win, and they needed UCFC not to win in regulation.
Right.
It was looking pretty good on the scoreboard. Baltimore was up 3-0, and then Utica battled back and ultimately won 4-3. And so the Comets look good against Harrisburg. 5-1 victory. Lots of positives there, but ultimately the results in the aggregate didn't go their way, and they will have to travel to Utica on Monday, April 10th for that play-in game.
Yeah, it's such a shame, and we can talk about all the different things that the league does well or doesn't do well, but this is the first time they're going to face Utica this year.
Yeah, the schedule was, I think it's fair to say, quirky. So
you're being nice.
The Comets played St. Louis and Milwaukee 6 times each. That is 12 games right there. There was a balanced approach to non-conference games, and so the Comets played 4 games against Western Conference teams. So if you add 12 and 4, they get you to 16. That left 8 games remaining to play against the other teams in the Eastern Conference. And so they had Harrisburg at the end of the season, home and away. So that's 2 of them. Late games against Baltimore and late games against Florida, 3 each. If you do the math, 2 + 3 + 3 gives you 8. And that left no games for Kansas City and Utica until April the 10th in the playoffs.
Yeah, lots of fun there. We can talk about how they can do scheduling better on another day. They have to face Utica. They haven't faced them yet. What do you know about Utica that will give Kansas City a challenge?
They're at home. How's that as a start? It's a tough place to play. So Utica, yes, like Cable Dome Arena has blue turf. The seating capacity isn't what it is at Cable Dahmer, but the fans are loud. The team is going to feed off of that emotion in the crowd. Gordy Gerson has had a terrific year. Some people are making a case for MVP for Gordy. We'll see how the votes shake out when the awards are announced coming up, I believe, within the week. But Gordy Gerson has been terrific. They've had terrific goalkeeping. Andrew Coughlin not only has been terrific defensively, but offensively, I've multiple games where I've seen him getting assists. And he also, kind of like Paulo in St. Louis, will play up as a quasi sixth attacker because he's good with the ball and at his feet. And so they have all sorts of talent there on that team. And ultimately, it's the question for the Comets of what game are they going to bring? Are they going to bring their A game or not?
Also, question of how healthy they are. We know they're a bit banged up. I was there early in the week, and there was several players not practicing and a couple players on very light practice. I know we probably can't go into too much detail if we even do know anything, but that will play a big factor, and that's played a factor all year. It's either been visa issues or health issues.
Well, and here they are in the playoffs. So I would expect people who are banged up are going to do whatever they can to play. And there's a difference between banged up and being physically able to play. Let's be clear.
Right.
And so I'm talking about the banged up players. I would expect banged up players to make the trip to Utica. And we'll see. I recorded an interview with Zach Reggett that will appear on Comets social media probably end of this week. And I asked him some interesting questions. I asked him about his experience playing against Utica, which he has quite a bit, having been on Florida previously, and asked him how hungry that he was and the Comets were. And you'll have to wait and hear his answer. It was pretty telling.
Okay, I can't wait. Actually, I was hoping to get back up there today, but I did not make it. I think I might try to slide up there tomorrow just to see how they're doing.
They're working on all sorts of things. I think they're trying to make sure they have the right pieces in the right place as they head into Utica. And so in a playoff game where everything's on the line, I think they want to make sure that they have their lines set, they have their special teams units set. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting. It's an early start for those of us watching in Kansas City. 5 o'clock Central. I know there was a little bit of confusion on that start time, but it's 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. And you have two teams that know this could be their last game of the year. And so I expect it to be highly entertaining, highly competitive. I did officially pick the Comets as part of the MASL playoff prognosticator panel. I just made that up. But I did pick the Comets to win, and that wasn't a homer pick. I believe they have the talent and the pieces to win that series.
They do have the ability and the talent. They did finish the season with a pair of wins after a couple of losses. It's this team seems very I don't know, Jekyll and Hyde is quite the right word, because even when they're good, they have had some of the same issues. But it's a team I think they should be able to match up with.
I think so. Again, Utica has a talented team. They have strong defenders. They have Mijatovic, who can play both ways in the back. And I think it's just an interesting matchup. Both teams have maybe a little bit of regret that if a few results had gone a different way, they would have finished higher in the table. I mean, if you look at the end of the regular season standings, that, and you just think, don't think about games against St. Louis that went to overtime. Just put those out of your head for a second. The Baltimore and Florida games at home.
Yep.
If those had gone the other way, both of them, the Comets could have been a 2 seed. And so it is what it is. They are where they are now, but they also recognize that they were a few mistakes away from being ranked as one of the best teams in the East. And so in a 1-game series, anything can happen. In a best of 3 or 2 1/4, I guess, if you want to call those best of 3, two games plus a 15-minute, anything can happen. And in a way, they were offered a potential carrot by the MASL because of arena scheduling issues. Even though Milwaukee is the 1 seed, they're going to give up, in a sense, that home field advantage in the quarterfinal round. So if the Comets were to win Monday at Utica, they would play game 1 at Milwaukee. Game 2 would be back at Cable Dahmer on Monday the 17th, and then the Comets would host that knockout game if it's still tied 1-1. And so there's a pathway for them, but you have to win that first game.
And at least a couple other ones. All right. Let's see. There's been some other big news, I guess, this week. Gambling. Are you a gambler, Eric?
Surprise, gambling. So the league announced yesterday, right around the time that Tacoma and Mesquite were getting ready to kick off, that they launched a limited gambling partnership, limited meaning it was available in 3 states on one platform. But the buzz was really interesting on social media. There is a sector of MASL fans that tend to be pessimistic. And even some of the pessimistic ones, yeah, really. Even some of the pessimistic ones were very optimistic about this as a sign that the league's moving in the right direction. This is where I want to give my, in all caps, in all bold, in all italic, and all underlined, that disclaimer: do not use my playoff picks as justification to gamble on the MASL. Put another way, choose who you want, but don't assume that just because I put a pick out there that is a locked-in betting proposition, because I don't offer that as a guarantee.
Yeah, if we're going to start offering betting advice, they need to pay us first.
Right.
How about that? Yeah, I'm not a big gambler on that sort of thing, but I do find it interesting. I always like to see what the odds are when I can see them, but I don't think I can see them on this one since I'm not in one of those states.
So what, Arizona, Colorado, Maryland?
Yeah.
Well, Blast fans have an opportunity because all the playoff prognosticators picked Baltimore to beat Florida. And I can't speak for anybody else. I'll speak for myself. Is that one in particular, I look at Baltimore's home field advantage and say they have the home field advantage, and it's going to be really difficult for somebody to go in there and beat them in a 4-quarter game and then beat them again in a 1-quarter knockout. And so for that reason alone, I picked Baltimore to beat Florida. And I assume that most of the other individuals the league reached out to had a similar conclusion.
So look at those playoffs on the West, in the East. Tropics play the Blast. The Wave are waiting for the winner of the Comets and Utica. In the West, Flash are playing Chihuahua, and the Outlaws beat the Stars, so they are going to face off against the Sockers. That should be not too hard for them, right?
Well, so here's the thing. I wound up picking the Stars to beat the Outlaws only because I figured the Stars at home, although for me they're a better road team than they are a home team, but for the most part, the second half of the season, the Stars have been playing better than the Outlaws did. But Outlaws rekindled what we saw at the beginning of the season, dominating performance at Tacoma. I don't expect the Sockers to sweep. I think a lot of people will, but I expect the Outlaws to give them a game on Friday night in Mesquite and then take their chances in San Diego. If San Diego wins that one in Mesquite, they're going to be sending a message to the rest of the league that they're ready to run the table on three-peat and everybody get out of their way.
Did you have them pick to go all the way, or do they have to go listen to another pod to get that from you?
I haven't been. I was only asked for the initial series, and so I have not been asked for a Mesquite San Diego prediction. I famously picked Milwaukee to upset San Diego in last year's quarterfinals. That didn't go exactly that way, but with San Diego, if going back to your gambling line there, they're the safe bet. Two-time defending champion, 22-2 in the regular season, and why wouldn't you assume that they would win it all? I think there's a way to beat them. I've seen teams that have shown flashes of being competitive in San Diego, but you have to change your game plan and be extremely disciplined defensively, and that takes patience, and not a lot of teams have that.
They do not. All right, I think this one's been a fairly quick one so far. What else are we forgetting to cover today, Eric?
Well, so next Monday, obviously, Comets versus Utica, and we'll see where that heads out. We expect that the league will be releasing their postseason awards as well as first team, second team, all league. That should be interesting to see where that plays out. I think that looking at Comets' chances there, Zach Reggett statistically has had a great year. It's going to be interesting to see how Boaters goes since he played for 3 teams, where he shakes out in any of that postseason selection process. John Sosa has had a terrific year. I think of any Comet, he probably stands the best chance of some designation, maybe second team all league defender. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the best chance, I think.
Yeah. And so that will be something to talk about as well. And, for the Comets, it's all about Monday night, right? They started the season, you and I have talked about it, with lofty expectations. They made it to the semifinals last year, and that was not good enough. Okay. Well, from a regular season perspective, they were a division champion last year, and they dropped to a 5th place position this year. So that was definitely a step back, but none of that will be remembered if the Comets make a deep run into the playoffs. That's what it's all about. The regular season prepares you to get there. The regular season gets you playoff positions. But ultimately, to be successful in this league, you have to win on the road. The Comets won on the road at Harrisburg to end the regular season. Their last trip to Milwaukee, they won in Milwaukee. So they've shown that they can be a competitive team on the road. For Comets fans, look to see that level of competitiveness this Monday night.
Yeah, and this obviously is a one and done, so it has to be a win on the road if they want to go. The other series, at least you can, in theory, lose on the road, but
well, so in the case of, let's do one what if they host Milwaukee, or if they beat Utica, they would play at Milwaukee, and because it's inverted, they could lose at Milwaukee and then win game 2 in Kansas City and then the knockout game in Kansas City. But if you go into
the next
round 3, a semifinal, you're going to be playing game 1 at Cable Dog Arena and game 2 and potentially game 3 at that other place. You're going to have to be able to win something on the road, one way or the other. Hold service at home and win something on the road. In this case with Utica, it's all about winning on the road.
It is. All right. Any last words there, Eric?
Game will be on Twitch. If for those of you who are working 9 to 5, figure out a way to either leave work early, work from home, or get on Twitch right at 5. And Ray Biggs, I'm sure, is going to make an entertaining call for all the fans watching through the Twitch universe. And I hope to see a lot of Comets fans in the chat. I'll be there. I would expect Nick will be in the chat as well.
All right. If they don't make it, we will have some season-ending pods and some off-season stuff to talk about, I'm sure, and perhaps even some other non-indoor soccer. But I appreciate all the time that we've spent talking, Eric.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out to me, inviting me to join you this season. It's been for sure an entertaining season. It hasn't wound up the way we expected on episode 1, but here we are. There are, as of today, 5 teams not in the playoffs, the 4 that didn't qualify and the 1 that got knocked out. So if you're a Comet fan, I'd rather be on this side of the we're still in it than on the other side.
Yeah, I know it's always a argument with different sports, well, just making the playoffs is not good enough. Well, that's true, but it's better than, not making the playoffs. So it's a start, and it's once you're there, like we've said, anything can happen. You can get lucky. You can rise above your level. You can maybe play the way they thought you should play.
Well, and we already saw this in the West. The 5 seed went to the 4 seed and won at the 4 seed. So there was a precedent already in this year's playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think the 5 and 4 seeds are that far apart, in my opinion, but it's not like the 5 seed playing the 1 seed.
That's correct.
All right. I guess we'll talk next week, Eric.
We should, and we will. And thanks again, Thad.
I'm sure I'll be texting you during the game on Monday night. So
I'll have my charger ready.
All right. Thanks, and we are out.